Hey everyone, I'm Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and on today's video we're going to break down some of the best hidden secrets over at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And Hollywood Studios has become one of the most popular parks in all of Walt Disney World, specifically because of the two new lands, Toy Story Land and of course Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So this is probably a top priority for your next Disney vacation, and that's exactly why we decided to create this video, just to give you a little bit more insight, some more tips and secrets to keep an eye out for during your next Disney trip that you can fill the family in on as you're having fun throughout the day. As always, I am very, very excited for this video, so let's go get started. Thank you all again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, we're about to break down the best kept secrets at Disney's Hollywood Studios. We've already done videos on the best secrets over at Magic Kingdom Park and Animal Kingdom Park as well, and we do have an Epcot video coming out very soon, so you can go check out those videos if you do want more secrets just like this one. But sticking with Disney's Hollywood Studios, over at Hollywood Studios, it is all about show business, shining lights, and the golden era of film, and that has been welcoming guests since 1989. With many of the different lands, such as Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Toy Story Land, you can bet that Imagineers worked in hidden details and secrets that Disney fans will absolutely love. And this is especially true with attractions like Tower of Terror, which has a completely original storyline that guests can be a part of and be shocked into the Twilight Zone. Now, Hollywood Studios puts you on set, and we all love the hidden details and secrets that Imagineers put into construction, making it super authentic. So we're going to start with one of the most popular and one of the kind of main hubs right in the middle, and that is Echo Lake. Now, when many of us think of Echo Lake, we immediately think of that huge green dinosaur rising from the water. Well, did you know that Echo Lake was designed with a novelty architecture known as Crazy California? Crazy California was all the craze during the Hollywood Golden Age, where large animals or objects were used as the building formats for shops, restaurants, and even some homes. So Hollywood Studios matched the Crazy California architecture with the dinosaur serving an ice cream shop and even a boat serving at the dockside diner. Now, speaking of that dinosaur, that's Gretty. Gretty the dinosaur was the first animated film ever produced in 1914. It served as an inspiration to Walt Disney because the filmmakers created realistic movements and viewer empathy for an animated character. So as a tribute to the film, Disney Imagineers constructed an ice cream stand with Gertie the dinosaur's likeness. Now, a tagline from the original movie was "Gertie, she's a scream," so Disney Imagineers felt like an ice cream stand was an appropriate way to put tribute to the dinosaur. There are also several hidden references near Min and Bill's diner. Outside the diner, check out the movie references on the wooden shipping crates, also above the boat/restaurant, and note the nautical flags. The letters on the flags spell Dockside Diner with the particular sequences and numbers in the flags. 78256, 2896354 remains a Hollywood Studios secret. To this day, no one actually knows what these numbers mean. And then moving over to Indiana Jones very quickly, just be on the line for Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. Look for an architectural dig site with a wooden sign that reads, "Warning, do not pull the rope." Now, of course, if curiosity gets the best of you and you try pulling the rope a few times, don't be surprised if someone inside the dig site scolds you for not heeding the warning. And now moving over to one of the other most popular areas of the park, and that is Galaxy's Edge. Now, for the Black Spire Outpost to feel real, Imagineers traveled all over the world looking for inspiration. They explored open-air markets in Morocco. They traveled over to Istanbul, Turkey, Greece, snapping countless photos of everything from street market items to stonework and cracks in pavements. Now, in The Art of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge by Amy Ratcliffe, Walt Disney Imagineering Portfolio Creative Executive Scott Trowbridge said, "Because we're building in the real world and we want our work to be believable, these trips are really important for us. There's no substitute for going to places that are evocative of what we are trying to create." Now, Galaxy's Edge, along with the rest of Hollywood Studios, is intended to be a place where visitors can live out their own adventure. When Imagineers had to choose where to set the land, they had a wealth of planets to choose from, but they instead created a brand new one. And by creating a brand new destination within the Star Wars universe, both lifelong fans and those unfamiliar with the franchise get to step foot into a new planet that's new to everyone. So no matter your entry point, it's a whole new world beginning to be explored. Okay, so on to the next one, and that is the Play Disney Parks app. Has actually been around since 2018, but with the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, it marks the first time a land at Disney was developed to fully integrate with the app. Now, inside the land, you can transform your phone into a data pad that lets you hack into droids, door panels, scan the contents of various cargo crates, translate different Star Wars messages, and even eavesdrop on character conversation. Okay, and then moving on to the next one. This may come as a surprise, but until Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, a full-size Millennium Falcon had never been built. That's right, the models used for the films were either scaled, computer-generated, or only partially built based on what was needed for shooting. Now, the more than 100-foot-long version at Walt Disney World and Disneyland are now the only two full-size Millennium Falcons that are accurate down to the tiniest details. And it's also cool that several creatures seen throughout the land will be familiar to some fans, such as the Dianaga from the Death Star trash compactor in Star Wars A New Hope, found in a tank above a Black Spire Outpost drinking fountain, or the taxidermic Wampa from the ice planet Hoth in Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, and you can even see a pod racing engine in the Ronto Roasters market stall, calls back to the Star Wars The Phantom Menace. And the other cool thing is the former smelter droid turning the spit of meats is similar to the droid seen in Jabba the Hutt palace in Star Wars A Return of the Jedi. Now, another thing that I absolutely love is Imagineers took rubbings from the feet of R2-D2 used in Star Wars A New Hope, and they turned those into a set of three-dimensional wheels, and then they built a trolley with those wheels and rolled it through the land before the concrete pathways fully dried to leave behind authentic droid tracks that guests might be able to spot as they're walking around Galaxy's Edge. All right, moving over to the other new land, and that is Toy Story Land. So have you heard of A113? Well, the Easter egg A113 tends to pop up throughout the Pixar films. For example, in Toy Story movies, it serves as Andy Mom's license plate, but what exactly does A113 represent? Well, it's the room number of a class that was used for graphic design and character animation students at California Institute of Arts, where some of Pixar animators went to school. Now, A13 reappears in Toy Story Land as well in a few creative ways. Near Woody's lunchbox, there is a pen with a few blocks and dominoes inside. One block represents the A, and the other blocks have 2 1s and a 3. And if you pay close attention to the surrounding dominoes, you'll also notice they read 113 as well. Guests can also find A113 reference in the waiting queue of Aliens Swirling Saucers, and the portal is called Airlock Alpha, which gives us the A, and the portal shows Bay 1 and Bay 13. All right, so another secret is Buster's collar. As you walk through the entrance to Slinky Dog Dash, you'll notice a gold medallion revealing the standby time and a digital watch revealing the Lightning Lane entrance time. Now, after walking under the arch, you'll notice the golden medallion is actually Buster's collar, revealing the address 234 Elm Street. Andy's dog Buster was gifted to him from Santa at the end of the first Toy Story, and after the family had moved into their new house. Therefore, it can be assumed that Toy Story Land takes place in the backyard of Andy's new house at some time during Toy Story 2. And last, for Toy Story Land, don't forget to look down. That's right, you'll want to look down. In Toy Story Land, you're supposed to feel as if you're being shrunken down to a toy size, and you'll notice Andy's human-sized footprints on the ground. You'll see nearly every single major Toy Story character too, reminding you of your size right in plain sight. Okay, now jumping over to the rides, and we're going to start with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Now, Walt Disney Imagineering, consulting with Paul Rudish and Joseph Holt, the executive producers and art directors for the Mickey Mouse shorts, to assure that the attraction's hand-drawn look is authentic to the cartoons. For example, Imagineers added extra floating lines around the cactus in the Stampede scene that appears as if they're standing alone in midair. And this is emulating a common technique used in the cartoons to emphasize motion. And then in collaboration with Walt Disney Imagineering, Disney Television Animated created 10 new posters that appear in the attraction's queue. 9 highlight existing Mickey Mouse cartoon shorts, while the 10th is a perfect picnic, the new short debuting in the theater. The new attraction also features several sound effects created by Disney legend Jimmy McDonald. For Disney animated shorts dating back to 1930s, some new effects were developed using McDonald's original equipment. And the other cool thing is the tritone whistle from Mickey Mouse's debut cartoon in 1928, Steamboat Willie, was actually used to record the locomotive whistle sound for Engineer Goofy's train. And then there's a couple nods to numbers, so you'll see a lot of numerical digits throughout Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and many hold some sort of significance. The 1928 that appears overhead as you leave the first scene refers to the year Mickey Mouse was born. You'll also see a 1901 in the sewers, a reference to Walt Disney's birth year, and the address to the flower shop is in the busy city street scene is 1401, which is the street number of Walt Disney Imagineering headquarters in Glendale, California. And then next, we can't forget about Earworks Waterworks. As you go through the water treatment plant, there is a fountain that says Earworks Waterworks, named for Disney legend Ub Earworks, who was the animator credited with sketching Mickey Mouse for the first time. And then, of course, last but not least, we can't forget the Great Movie Ride, a Hollywood Studios classic. And in the carnival scene, there is a poster advertising an attraction called the Great Movie Ride, a homage to the building's former inhabitant, the Great Movie Ride. Okay, so moving over to the Tower of Terror, and the Tower of Terror is exactly 199 feet tall. The attraction couldn't be any taller, or a flashing light would be required to warn airplanes. And since the Disney Imagineers couldn't have a huge flashing light, take away from the eerie theme of the attraction, the height was capped at 199 feet, but still makes it the tallest attraction in all of Walt Disney World. Moving over to the lobby, many of the items are authentic items from the golden era of Hollywood, with props being antiques acquired at LA antique shops. And if you have some time waiting in line, you can also see that items are left alone, frozen in time, as everyone was initially zapped into the Twilight Zone. You'll see lipstick, stained glasses, and clocks stopped in time from the moment the tower was struck. Another really cool thing is the lobby contains a real Mahjong set, which is a game, and it's actually in progress. The Imagineers had professional Mahjong players come in and play a real game for a while and then leave it mid-game so that no one could say it was staged. And then Imagineers pieced together 156 Twilight Zone episode clips of Rod Serling to make it look as if his mouth was moving for the pre-show, since he had passed away prior to the ride being built. Now, a voice actor, Mark Silverman, was used to narrate the parts of the video that couldn't be created from the clips, and Rod Serling's widow actually helped choose this actor to help make sure it was the most authentic that it could be. And we already mentioned that the Tower of Terror is a rather tall attraction. Well, you will likely notice that you can see the immersive hotel from many spots throughout Disney property. You can even see it from the Morocco Pavilion at Epcot World Showcase. Now, Imagineers didn't want the view of Morocco to look off with an attraction in the distance that didn't fit with the theme. So the colors are pretty much the same styling. And when you're in Epcot, if you look in Morocco, you'll actually see that it is the same color, and it kind of blends so well that many times you don't even realize it. All right, moving over to Rise of the Resistance, and Rise of the Resistance takes place between episode 8 and 9 of the franchise, and you are in the Resistance base to help out General Organa and the Resistance. Now, it's still so popular that when booking an individual Lightning Lane, we highly suggest to actually try to book this first, because we guarantee that they will sell out by the end of the day. And spoiler alert, if you have not gone on this ride yet, be sure to skip through the next 30 seconds. But if you are trying to figure out if this is the right ride for you, this attraction will feature massive set pieces, including a hangar bay filled with stormtroopers and a docked TIE fighter. Now, there are over 50 stormtroopers in the storage room in the Star Destroyer, and on occasion there will be a real stormtrooper walking around in there, so keep your eyes peeled. Now, you also will see a full-size TIE fighter in that room, which as Star Wars fans we think is so cool. And then of course we can't forget the trackless tech with different paths for every single vehicle, which means a different ride experience for every seat and every vehicle in this ride. So those are some of the best hidden secrets over at Disney Hollywood Studios. I really hope that you found this video helpful. I hope it got you excited for your next Walt Disney World vacation. And if you are in the process of planning a Disney trip and you do want more videos like this, just be sure to subscribe to our channel, as we have a lot more similar content coming out in the coming weeks. But I do think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all again so much for checking out this video. And until next time, I will talk to you soon.